Hello guys, this is Sir Mars and you are watching Lectures ni Sir Mars. So sa video na ito, ang i-discuss natin ay tungkol sa resultant force using scalar notation and the Cartesian vector notation. So ayun, sa nakaraang video nga guys no ay na-discuss natin yung pagkuha ng resultant force using the parallelogram law and the triangle rule. So ngayon naman, gagamitan natin ng dalawang way yung pagkuha ng resultant force. It's either the scalar notation or yung Cartesian vector notation. So this is still addition of a system of coplanar forces. So again, para lang naintindihan natin guys, pag sinabi natin coplanar yung ating mga forces, ibig sabihin, yung ating mga forces are lying in the same plane. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, two-dimensional yung ating application ng mga forces. So, meron tayong tinatawag na rectangular components. When a force is resolved into two components along the x and y axis, the components are then called the rectangular components. Okay? So, bali guys, so we can represent yung rectangular components in two ways. Meron tayong tinatawag na scalar notation and meron tayong tinatawag na Cartesian vector notation. Unahin muna natin yung scalar notation. So, yung rectangular components ulit nga guys, pag sinabi natin rectangular components, ito yung pagkuha natin ng component ng ating force F sa dalawang axis, that is yung x-axis at saka yung y-axis. So, ayun na nga guys, so the rectangular components of force F shown in the figure are found using the parallelogram law. So, ganun pa rin guys, So, kung for example, itong ating force F, given yung kanyang value, then gusto natin kunin yung ating f sub x at saka f sub y, makukuha natin yun guys, using scalar notation. Maaari kasing given yung ating angle theta or di kaya pwede ding given yung ating slope nung ating force F. Okay? So, ano yung gagawin para makuha natin yung ating rectangular components kung theta yung ating given? Sa case na to, gagamit lamang tayo ng triangle. So, for example, using this triangle, nakikita natin tong triangle na to, by cosine, diba yung cosine is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. So, cosine of theta is equals to f sub x divided by f. So, ibig sabihin, makukuha natin dito sa f sub x, and that is f sub x is equals to f cosine theta. So, yun na nga, ito na nga yun guys. Okay? So, ganoon din naman para sa f sub y. So, yung f sub y, since ito nga yung ating f sub y, di ba nga pareho siya ng length dito sa side na to? So, ibig sabihin, we can use here the sine theta is equals to f sub y over f. So, therefore, f sub y natin is equals to f sine theta. Okay? So, ganun lang siya kadali guys. So, kung given yung theta, then f sub x equals to f cosine theta and f sub y is equals to f sine theta. That is, kung nandito yung ating theta, kung nandito yung ating theta. Pero kung nandito yung ating theta, baliktad, of course. Yung f sub x natin ay magiging f sine theta and yung ating f sub y ay magiging f cosine theta. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan natin yun guys. Okay? So, dito naman tayo sa kabilang side. So, what if hindi given yung theta, pero given naman yung slope ng ating force F. Okay? So, ang gagawin lamang dito is ratio and proportion. So, ika-consider natin itong mga triangle na to, ratio and proportion. So, for example, itong malaking triangle, i-ratio and proportion natin siya sa maliit na triangle na to. So, bali guys, so, ang mangyari dito is f sub y is 2f. Ito yung f natin ha, itong side na to na blue, yan yung ating f, is equals to b over c. So, ibig sabihin, makuha natin si f sub y is equals to f multiplied by b over c. Okay? So, ayun. So, bali guys, yung ating f sub y is equals to f multiplied by b over c. Para naman sa f sub x, ganun din. So, ito yung ating naging f sub x, So, bali f sub x is 2f is equals to a over c. So, magiging f sub x is equals to f multiplied by a over c. So, I hope naintindihan natin yung guys, If I were you, i-memorize nyo na lang itong mga formula na to, And madali nyo lang siya ma-apply kapag given yung angle at saka yung slope ng ating naka-incline na force. Okay, so that was scalar notation. So, dito naman tayo guys sa Cartesian vector notation. Okay? So, the x and y components of force can be represented in terms of Cartesian unit vectors I and j. So, sa Cartesian vector notation, meron tayong tinatawag na I. Ito yun, I at saka yung j. So, ano ba itong I at saka j na to? So, itong I at saka j are unit vectors. Unit vectors. So, bakit siya tinatawag na unit vectors? Kasi yung value nito ay 1, okay? So, they are called unit vectors because they have a dimensionless magnitude of 1, and so they can be used to designate the directions of x and y axis respectively. So, ibig sabihin guys, no, yung I natin dito is yung isang unit sa x-axis and yung j natin dito is isang unit sa may y-axis. So, ibig sabihin, we can represent our force F using this. F sub x, I, plus F sub y, j. So, sabi nga natin kasi, yung ating unit vector I is isang unit sa x-axis. So, ibig sabihin, yung magnitude ni F sa x-axis multiplied by I, that is the total magnitude sa may x-axis, and ito yung ating total magnitude sa may y-axis. Okay? So, madali lang siya, guys. Okay? So, gagamitin pa rin natin dito yung natutunan natin kanina kung for example, given dito yung theta at saka yung slope ng ating force F. So, ngayon, gamitin naman natin yung principle na yun sa pagkuha ng resultant sa mga coplanar force. Okay? So, either of the two methods can be used to determine the resultant of several coplanar forces or forces that all lie in the same plane. So, again, no, pag sinabi natin coplanar, ibig sabihin, lahat ng ating mga forces ay naglalay sa isang plane. So, wala tayong force na 3-dimensional dito. Okay, so katulad nitong nakikita natin na figure A. So sa figure A natin, meron tayong tatlong forces na naglalay sa isang plane. So these are all coplanar forces. And kung nagmi-meet sila sa isang point, ibig sabihin, these are concurrent forces. Concurrent. Okay? So ayun na nga guys. So ang gagawin lamang natin dito para ma-solve yung ating resultant, una, ang gagawin muna natin is i-compute muna natin yung ating x component ng ating resultant. So that is f sub rx. So that is makukuha natin yan by summation of forces x. Then kukunin natin yung ating y component ng ating resultant, which is the f sub ry, and makukuha natin yan using summation of forces y. Okay? So parang ganito lang yun guys, no? So kukunin natin yung, so for example, ito na nga yung ating f sub 1. Kukunin natin yung kanyang dalawang components, f sub 1x at saka f sub 1y. Then ganun din yung ating gagawin kay f sub 2, okay? F sub 2x at saka f sub 2y. Then, ganun din yung ating gagawin kay f sub 3. Okay? So, bali guys, makukuha natin yung ating f sub rx by summation of forces x. So, ang mangyari, kung papuntang right, usually kapag papuntang right, yun yung ating positive. So, ito na nga yun. Yun na nga, f sub 1x is positive. F sub 2x will be negative kasi papunta siyang left. And then, f sub 3x is also positive. Okay? So, sa f sub ry naman, yung ating assumption dito is positive kapag ka-upward. So, f sub 1y at saka sa f sub 2y ay parehong positive, then minus f sub 3y kasi downward si f sub 3y. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan nyo yung ibig sabihin ng mga sinabi ko ngayon. So, ayun na nga guys, no? So, kapag nakuha na natin si f sub rx at saka si f sub ry, then madali na lang natin makukuha si resultant, which is f sub r. So, f sub r natin will be equal to square root of f sub r x squared plus f sub ry squared. So, para lamang itong Pythagorean theorem lamang ito. Okay? Next is, makukuha din natin yung direction ng ating resultant, and that is using this formula. Tangent theta is equals to the absolute value of f sub ry divided by f sub rx. So, take note guys, no, yung ating direction na theta dito is yung angle ng ating resultant with respect to the horizontal. Okay, so dito naman tayo sa Cartesian vector notation. So, paano natin masosolve yung resultant using the Cartesian vector notation? So, again, no, kapag sinabi natin Cartesian vector, ito yung may I at saka j as representation ng ating value ng ating force. Okay, so ang mangyayari dito guys, so all we have to do is to get the force 1, force 2, force 3 in Cartesian vector na notation. So, meron tayong I, J sa bawat force na nandito. And then, para makuha si resultant, all we need to do is to add, algebraically add yung ating tatlong forces. So, F1 plus F2 plus F3. So, ayun na nga, no? So, ibig sabihin, so, di ba nga, ito si F1. Tapos, ito si F2. Then, ito si F3. So, i-add natin algebraically yung ating mga forces. So, ayun na nga guys, no? So, parang ganito lang yung ginagawa natin dito. I-add natin itong mga coefficient ni I, pati na din yung ating mga coefficient ni J. So, ayun na nga yung ating magiging resultant. Okay? So, kung gusto mo makuha yung magnitude, madali lang, gamitin natin yung kaninang present ko na formula, that is square root of f sub rx squared plus f sub ry squared. Pati na din yung angle nito with respect to horizontal, gagamitin nyo din yung kanina na formula. So, ayun lang. So, ganun lang kadili guys yung pagkuha ng resultant using the scalar notation and yung Cartesian vector notation. So, let us now solve this problem, no? Para mas maintindihan natin yung ating topic, no? Mag-solve tayo ng problem. At itong problem yung ating unahin na i-solve. Okay? So, the link in the figure is subjected to two forces. F sub 1 is 600 and F sub 2 which is 400 newtons. Determine the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. Gagamit tayo ng dalawang method dito, that is using the scalar notation, number 1, and number 2 using the Cartesian vector notation. So, ang gagawin lamang natin dito guys ulit is kailangan natin kunin yung resultant at saka yung ating direction ng ating forces na nandito. Sige, so ang gagawin muna natin guys, of course, is kailangan natin kunin yung rectangular components ni F1. So ito yung ating rectangular components ni F1, F sub 1x yun. At ito naman yung ating isa pang rectangular components ni F1 which is F sub 1y. Para naman kay F2, gamit tayo ng ibang color ng pen. So, ito yung ating magiging f sub 2y at ito naman yung ating f sub 2x. Okay? So, ngayon, minamano-mano natin guys, no? Kasi hindi pa kayo masyadong sanay. So, ayun. So, okay? So, ang gagawin lamang natin una is kunin muna natin si f sub rx. Okay? So, f sub rx muna tayo. At makukuha natin yan using summation of forces x. So, let's assume yung ating papuntang right, yun yung ating positive. So, napapansin natin dito, si f sub 1x is positive kasi papunta siyang right. Then, si f sub 2x is negative kasi papunta siyang left. Okay? So, f sub 1x minus f sub 2x. Okay? So, ngayon, kunin natin si f sub 1x. Si f sub 1x is 600, tapos meron tayong 30 degree na angle. So, ano nga yung gagawin? That will be 600 cosine 30. Okay? So, yun yung ating f sub 1x. Then, minus, dito tayo kay 400. Si 400, f sub 2x natin is, take note yung ating angle ay nandito guys, no? Para klaro tayo. So, ibig sabihin, si f sub 2x will be 400. Okay, instead na cosine, gagamit tayo ng sine of 45 degrees. Although, pareho lang naman kasi yung ating magiging value dito kahit nag-cosine ka. Kasi 45 degree yung ating angle. Pero take note guys, no? Ugaliin yung magbaliktad ng ating cosine at saka sine kung yung ating pagkakalagay ng angle ay nandito sa may between y-axis and the force, no? So, kasi nga, baka magkamali kayo kung iba na yung value ng ating angle. Okay? So, ang mangyari dito guys, makukuha natin si f sub rx and f sub rx natin is equal to positive 236.77 newtons. So, anong ibig sabihin guys ng positive na yan? No, so, ibig sabihin nun, yung ating value ng ating x component na resultant ay 236.77 newtons and it is to the right, kay positive man. Sabi natin dito, yung to the right ay positive. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, 236.77 newtons to the right. Okay? So, next, dito naman tayo kay f sub r y. So, bali makukuha natin guys f sub ry by summation of forces y, upward natin ay i-assume natin na positive. Okay? So, sa case na to, si f sub 1y is positive kasi paakyat siya. Tapos, si f sub 2y is also positive kasi paakyat siya. So, f sub 2y. So, ngayon, kunin natin guys yung mga values nito. F sub 1y natin is 600 sine 30 degrees. Plus, f sub 2y natin dito is 400 cosine of 45. Okay? So, bali, makakompute natin yung ating f sub ry natin dito and that will be equal to 582.84 newtons. And this is positive, obviously, kasi pareho silang positive. Okay, so ang ibig sabihin nito guys is yung ating f sub ry is equal to 582.84 newtons and it is upward kasi nga positive ang lumabas at ang inassume natin is that yung ating upward is positive. Okay? So ngayon, no, nakuha na natin yung ating mga components. Ito yung ating x component ng resultant, ito yung ating y component ng resultant. So makukuha natin ngayon yung ating f sub r or yung ating resultant force and that is equal to square root of f sub r x squared plus f sub r y squared. So this is equal to square root of 236.77 squared plus 582.84 squared. So bale, yung ating f sub r is equal to 629.10 newtons. Okay? So kung tatanungin tayo kung saan siya patungo, Okay? Yung ating resultant, this is upward to the right. Kasi upward yung ating y and to the right yung ating x. So, pag ganito yung kanyang resultant. Okay? So, ito na yung ating magnitude ng resultant, guys, para klaro tayo. Okay? So, ngayon, kunin naman natin yung ating direction. So, sabi natin, makukuha natin yung ating direction ng ating resultant by computing for the theta. So, yung theta natin is, madali lang, that is tangent theta is equals to f sub r y divided by f sub r x. Okay, take note absolute value yung ating gagamitin dito, no? Kasi may maaari kasing magkaroon ng negative na value ni f sub r x or ni f sub r y. Okay? So, ibig sabihin guys, no, i-compute na natin, tangent theta is equals to, f sub ry natin is 582.84 divided by, f sub rx natin is 236.77. Okay? So, makukuha natin dito si theta, arctangent lamang. So, ang ating theta is 67.89 degrees. Absolute value to guys, no? Kasi nga, sabi ko nga kanina, maaaring magkaroon ng positive or negative na f sub rx or f sub ry. Okay? So, yung theta na to guys, no, sabi natin kanina kasi, yung ating resultant is naka-upward to the right. So, ibig sabihin, yung ating theta, take note, yung theta natin is lagging with respect to the horizontal. So, yan yung ating theta. Okay? So, ito na nga yung ating direction. So, ayun na nga guys, no. So, ito ay ginamitan natin ng scalar notation. So, nakuha natin yung magnitude. Ito yung ating magnitude, no, para klaro tayo. And the direction. So, ito yung ating direction. So, ngayon, gamitan naman natin ng pangalawang solution which is the Cartesian vector notation.